I'd like to toast the great Novak Djokovic for being the only person to beat Rafa twice at the French Open. And congratulations to Stefanos Tsitsipas. Amazing, amazing. You've been working so hard, consistently, being so persistent, getting yourself here to your first final. Very well deserved. I'm glad they were able to do it against Medvedev. Get redemption, especially the way he went out, I thought was embarrassing. Hitting an underhand serve. I'm glad you took care of business. And then a great match against Alexander Zverev. A way to hold on for the victory. I think these are two great gladiators. I was saying when Novak was going to go against Rafa, I said I didn't know who was going to win, but I said to be ready for war. And that's exactly what we got. We got one of the best clay court matches we've ever seen. We had Andy Murray was tweeting saying that the tennis is perfect. Diego Schwartzman saying these guys are not even human. So we even had tennis professionals chiming in that match saying how amazing those two were and to watch them go at it. And it was fantastic. And it was a treat. And Novak Djokovic, if there was one person who could take out Rafa Nadal, he's the guy who can do it. I've been saying it for a while. I think Novak Djokovic is the GOAT. You know, when he gets to 21, 22, 23 majors, whatever he's going to get to, it'll be official. But I've been saying for the last 10, 12 years, the guy's been the best player. And he has been beating Roger and Rafa, you know, in their prime years too. They're not over the hill. I mean, they're Roger and Novak and Rafa are same age. Just Rafa's a little older, but they're both 34. So glad Joker won, and I'll be satisfied with either Tsitsipas or Joker. Yes. I mean, I'm not saying I'm so glad Joker won. I'm happy for the Joker. I like the Joker, but I would have been happy for Rafa too because I love Rafa. What I was saying before they played that they're the two most mentally tough tennis players of all time. They were going to go in there. They were going to battle it out. They're going to take it out on each other. That's exactly what happened. I'm expecting the same thing tomorrow. Guys, if you've not watched Tsitsipas play a lot of tennis, this guy's been working very hard on his game. He's been working hard on his physical game, his mental game. You know, his technique gets better and better. His shot making gets better and better. His decision making gets better and better. His ability to deal with adversity is getting better and better. He is grooming himself, if he keeps going on this route, to be a champion. Okay? So he is fully capable of going in tomorrow and playing Novak Djokovic and taking Novak Djokovic's best shots and coming out on top. Tsitsipas is fully capable of winning tomorrow. This is not a foregone conclusion just because Djokovic beat the great Rafa Nadal that therefore Djokovic is going to win this tournament hands down. Tsitsipas is going to present all kinds of problems for Djokovic. This will not be a blowout match either. Just like I said, the people were predicting a Rafa blowout. It was not going to happen. Djokovic has too much pride. He's too damn tough. He's a champion. He's going to fight, and he's going to present all kinds of trouble for Rafa. That's exactly what happened. Either of them could have won, but Djokovic just a little better. It's going to be the same thing tomorrow, guys. I predict a big war tomorrow as well. I think Tsitsipas is going to play fantastic. I think he's been waiting a long time for this moment. I think he's envisioned himself here for his whole life. He's 22 years old. It's the perfect age to break through and really get on the scene. So this is a big moment for the next geners to see what they're going to do. Finally, a legend is going to face the next gener. I know we had Rafa had to face Medvedev, and that was a great 5-set match too. And I like Medvedev, but he's a little kooky, man. He's on and off with his mental game. And sometimes he's rock solid, and other times he just does things very immature. You know, you don't want to pass the baton off to him the way he behaves sometimes at some of these tournaments, tanking. You know, Tsitsipas would be a nice person to kind of be the next in line, one of the next people to take our game to the next level, to the next frontier, wherever that's going to go. I feel that Tsitsipas would be a good one to hand it over to. Am I saying that's going to happen tomorrow? No. By the way, cheers. This is a nice little chocolate margarita my girlfriend made me. It's delicious. She even put a Twix bar in there and chocolate chips. It's amazing. Anyway, let me read some comments here. So Diego says, no way you can beat Tsitsipas, right? No way you can bet on Tsitsipas, right? Question mark? I don't think so. I think you can bet on Tsitsipas. I think you absolutely can bet on Tsitsipas. Can you bet on Djokovic? Absolutely. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You don't say like, oh, Tsitsipas has no chance. I think that's a silly thing to say. He's playing very, very well. He almost beat Djokovic a couple weeks ago. So why can't he do it? He gave Rafa a great match. Why can't he step up and win? I'm predicting Djokovic in 4, but Tsitsipas has a chance. Absolutely, Andrew. I totally agree. I think that's actually a really good pick. You know, Djokovic in 4 sounds good to me, but Tsitsipas has a chance. I think that's pretty good. I like that pick. Tom Nordstrom's on. I was playing tennis during the Nadal-Djokovic match. I saw the 5 games and drove to the court. Amazing. I didn't check the score, but the guy in the next court told us Novak won the 3rd set in a tiebreaker. That 3rd set was unbelievable. That 3rd set, guys, ultimately was the match. They threw everything at each other. If you didn't see the Nadal-Djokovic semifinal, a lot of you might look at the scoreline and go, why is everybody making such a big deal of this? It was 6-3 Nadal, and then it was 6-3 Djokovic, and then it was 7-6, and then it was 6-2 Djokovic. That does not sound like the greatest clay court match of all time. That set that Djokovic took, that 7-6, was like watching 5 sets. It was the tension, the shot making. You could see the stress on both of them. You could tell that they were giving every ounce of energy, focus, concentration. They looked very serious. They looked a little stressed to me. And the crowd looked just tense. I was nervous. And every point that, one person played an unbelievable point, then Nadal would come back, play an incredible point. It was so amazing. And that was, ultimately the match. Nadal kept trying to fight in the 4th set. He just didn't have it. He ran out of gas. Djokovic, that was just exhausting to lose that set. Pete, get offline fast and drink with your doctor girlfriend. No, we've got to finish this, Tom. We've got to finish this. We've got to finish this discussion. Each game of the match took forever, 5, because they almost went to deuce. Yeah, it was a long, long, long match. It was great tennis. It could be a bit like the semifinal last year, depending on how on nerves. I think Tsitsipas, I'm going to be surprised. I'm going to be surprised if Tsitsipas does not handle his nerves well. I think he's really ready. I think he's ready, guys. What do you think? I think he's ready. I'm not saying everybody takes some of the stuff I say way, way out of line, way out of context. So I want to be very careful here. I'm not saying Djokovic is going to lose tomorrow. I'm not saying Djokovic has no chance, right? But I'm saying don't sleep on Tsitsipas. And I think that some of the things that you might be thinking is going to happen, like, oh, well, Djokovic just beat Nadal, so there's no way he's going to lose to Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas is his first time. He's going to be too nervous. He's going to play bad. I don't think so. I think Tsitsipas I think he's been playing so good. He's been playing a lot of matches. He's probably played the most tennis out of anybody in the last 6-7 months, and he's won the most matches. He's won titles. He's battle tested. He's ready. He got to see Djokovic a couple weeks ago, and he had him. If they didn't have that rain delay, I believe Tsitsipas would have won that match. And so he knows what it's like to go toe-to-toe. He knows what it's like to take the best of Djokovic and what it feels like and how intense it is to play one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT. He knows what that feels like. He's close. He played Nadal at the Australian Open. He was down 2 sets. He came back, battled and won the next 3. He's ready. He can do this. He can do this. But it's going to be really, really tough because Djokovic, you got to think he's thinking, okay, I've got to finish this mission. Beating Nadal, I'm so happy. It's one of the best matches of my life. I'll never forget it. These are all the things he said after the match. But he showed up and beat Nadal for a very big reason. Not just about beating Nadal at Roland Garros. It was to stop him. He was there to stop Nadal from getting 21. Is he thinking mission accomplished? I stopped him from getting 21. I don't need to get 19. Maybe he's thinking that's good enough. And now I can go to the grass and get 19. But I don't think so. I think what Djokovic is thinking and fully capable of, I've been saying it a lot on these live streams. If Djokovic wins tomorrow, he's at 19. Then he can easily go to the grass and get 20. Now it's a 3-way tie for GOAT. And then he can go in the US Open and get 21. Of course, is that a given? Is it a long shot? Yes. But don't be surprised if Djokovic pulls that off. Don't be surprised if Djokovic wins 4 this year. Do not be surprised by that. I totally think it can happen. All right, let's see. I think Novak will win if he plays like he did versus Rafa. But remember, Steph took him to 5 sets last year, injured in the 5th set, rain break, ruined his chances in Rome. Well, you've just said that, and I agree. Okay. Can we try to constantly jeer him to make sure he runs away from the court? Our shame. What is he saying? I don't understand. I lost your comment because more people are commenting. All right, I lost that one comment. But jeer him to make sure he runs from the court, our shame, and never plays again. So Roger can hold the record forever. And Rafa, okay, that's funny. I mean, yeah, I understand. I understand a lot of Roger fans are scared right now. Joker is here to win. And for me, he is the GOAT. I've been saying this for a while, guys. I really do believe that Djokovic is the GOAT. Because for this reason, he got a late start against Nadal and Federer for a long while. He was the 3rd, sometimes the 4th fiddle behind Murray. And so it took him longer to really break through and start winning the Grand Slams consistently. But once he figured out in 2010, and that's when he figured out in 2010, he's been the best player in the world for now 11 years. And the record is pretty convincing. He's got a winning record against Roger. He's got a winning record against Rafa. He wins on all surfaces. Like Rafa, if he would have won and got to 21, he would have been GOAT. And just the accomplishment of winning 14 Grand Slams in one tournament is insane. But as the years go on, Rafa's chances to win Wimbledon seem to be getting less and less. He seems to have a really tough time in Australia. He does well at the US Open. Every time Novak steps onto a court, if it's a Grand Slam, to me, he's top 2 favorite. If it's Australia, he's the favorite. If it's the French, it's Nadal, then Djokovic. If it's Wimbledon, everybody thinks about Roger. I put him ahead of Roger on grass. Because why? Because he's winning more on grass, and he's beating Roger on grass. And if it's the US Open, I don't know. Maybe you go Nadal. Nadal's won a lot of U.S. Opens kind of lately, and but Djokovic is right there. Djokovic is very good on hard courts. All right, let's see what else we're seeing. So Novak for the Golden Slam. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Novak gets the Golden Grand Slam. Tennis Troll is here. Maybe he could potentially win 5 in a row if he kept his cool at the U.S. Open. That's a very, very good point, Tennis Troll channel. Everybody should go to Tennis Troll channel and subscribe to the Tennis Troll. He's amazing, okay? And he made a good point. Let's face it, guys. Look, with that U.S. Open being watered down, if Djokovic did not do that one thing where he lost his cool for a second, hit the lines lady, got defaulted, he would have won the U.S. Open. That's exactly right. So that's a very good point. Steph also had a long emotional and physical semifinal. Lost some focus after 2 sets. Can't do that again. You're right. I'm telling you what, that's a very good point by Kevin and Jackie. If the same thing happened against Novak that he did to Alexander Zverev, where he wins 2 sets against Novak and then Novak wins the next 2, he wouldn't have come back and won the 5th set. He would not, that would not have happened. Novak would have just won 3 in a row, right? But Zverev, credit to Zverev. Zverev's been playing really well. I think he's getting rid of a lot of the things that people have been criticizing about. Doesn't look like he double faults much anymore. He's going for his forehand. He's improved a lot. He's gotten a lot better up here. But still, I mean, you just can't compare his mentality, his toughness to Djokovic. Just can't do it. He's getting better for him. And I think Tsitsipas is tougher mentally too than Zverev. But Zverev is tough, man. Zverev has quietly been playing lights out tennis. He got to the finals of the U.S. Open. He was up 2 sets. He should have won. He played very well in Australia and played a very, very respectable match against Novak and lost. He did great on the clay court season. He beat Rafa. And he had a great match getting to the semi. He crushed everybody this year at the French Open until he played Tsitsipas, and he almost pulled that off, beating Tsitsipas. So credit to Zverev. Hopefully Zverev can keep pouring it on, maybe have a great U.S. Open, somehow get back to the final and win it. I think Tsitsipas's win over Nadal at the Australian Open this year was the turning point of his career. It could have been. He certainly has been trying so hard, guys. This guy's been playing a lot of tennis, trying really hard. And here's why I would not be mad at all if Tsitsipas won. I would, first of all, I hope you guys hear. Have I not given enough compliments to Djokovic? You understand I like Djokovic. You understand I think he's the GOAT, okay? Like some of you comments about what I say about Djokovic completely taken this, like, I don't even understand some of the comments. But I think Tsitsipas winning tomorrow could be great for tennis because tennis needs to pass the game off to a star. You know, if Zverev were in the final and beat Djokovic, no matter how hard Zverev tried, I don't think he'd ever be a star. I don't think he'd ever win over the masses. I don't think, for whatever reason, he doesn't have the star quality that Tsitsipas has. In fact, there's not many players in the next gen that, like Medvedev, he's weird and kooky, but he's not a star. He's not somebody that I think the masses will ever get behind and go, this is a star. This is somebody that, even if you're not a fan of tennis, that you're going to know who they are. Like Serena Williams, she's a lightning rod. Some people love her, some people hate her, but she's a star, and she goes beyond the tennis world. You know, people know her on talk shows. They just, people know who she is. She's a star. Roger Federer, can you be a bigger star than Roger Federer? Everybody loves Roger Federer. So he's different than Serena in that, like, everybody seems to love Roger. And he is a star. This Tsitsipas kid is a star. Did you see when he won, that look he gave when he started to cry? And I mean, he just commands your attention. You're just looking at him going, this guy is a star. This guy, you look at him, you're like, this guy's somebody. And the way he paused and he teared up, and then he said he comes from a small place and that his dream was to play at Roland Garros on the biggest court. Again, as I'm saying that, goosebumps, like he's a star. If there ever is a time, I know Novak fans, you want Novak to win another one, right? It's tough to see the GOATs lose a little bit of their grasp of dominance. What I'll end with. If Tsitsipas wins tomorrow, do you think it's good for tennis? I think if Tsitsipas wins tomorrow, it's going to be great for tennis. I think it's going to be great for tennis. And that's nothing against Djokovic. That is nothing against Djokovic. If Djokovic wins tomorrow, it's also great for tennis, but it's more of the same. We're used to seeing this. Okay? We're not used to seeing somebody like Tsitsipas break through, and it's got to happen. It better happen at some point, right? It's got to happen. So tomorrow would be a grand opportunity for tennis to take a big step forward to the future. And so I would love to see Tsitsipas win. If you're like, Pete, you absolutely have to pick a winner. You have to put money on this. I'm going to pick Novak. Because, again, the same reason why I picked Rafa against Novak. You've got to go with numbers. You know, the guy's won 18. He's going for 19. He just beat the greatest clay court player that's ever played the game by far. He's been there so many times. He wants to have the most Grand Slam titles. He's said this openly over and over again. So with all those facts, I have got to go with Novak. But I would not be surprised. Mark Davis is on. Mark Davis, we're going to see you in a couple of weeks in Atlanta at my Hyperfocus camp. I just came back from a nice dinner, and look what Yvonne made me. Very nice drink. But anyway, I think it'd be great for tennis for Tsitsipas 1. I'm picking Djokovic in 4 or 5. I think it's going to be a war. You see, why do I not just pick 5? Why I say 4 or 5? Because one of those sets could be so physical that even if it doesn't go 5, it could be just as epic as a 5-setter, the way that Nadal Djokovic was. It didn't go a 5 sets, but it was just as epic as a 5-set war. And so I think this is going to be very similar. I think it's going to be epic. I think it's going to be amazing. It could go 4 or 5. I definitely don't see it going 3 no matter who wins. And I think Djokovic ultimately will win. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't be mad at a Tsitsipas win. So hopefully you guys like this. If you like this, smash up the like button. Let me know what you think about Tsitsipas winning a Grand Slam. Are you on board with that? Are you okay with that? Do you think Djokovic is going to win? Do you think Djokovic is going to be the GOAT by the end of this year? Could very well happen. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next video.